Sanbonan Ninjani. I hope that you guys are okay. All right, let's look at the tutorial question. The tutorial question that I want us to look at, it's tutorial question 3 in chapter 5 that talks about the internal controls in a computerized environment. I think nowadays everything is about computers, right? So I feel like this is very important. Okay, guys. Now, what I will do, or my planning going forward, will be each week I will post 2 clips with 2 different questions. Each clip will have its own question. I will really need you guys to give me feedback if it's really working to your advantage. If not, then so that I can change my methods always. All right, let's get back to the question then. This question is question 3, as I've said. But if you start questions at your level, it's very important that you spend time. I think not even at your level. Just spend a little bit of your time in the planning. Understand what is required. So in this case, then they're saying that we must identify the access controls. You will expect it to be in place over the touchscreen system as a whole. Oh, okay. So if I were to actually answer the question, maybe I can say identification, right? And then you do a little bit of a description. So that's where you explain, right? For an example, install cameras. Why? Why do you have to install cameras? Because the person that is marking your paper should actually understand that, okay, the person can identify the controls that should be in place and give him a reason why you should actually have that. Okay, I think it's just a little bit of my strategy on answering questions. All right, and then let's go back then to the question and see where we actually need to start. I don't think that some of you guys... Okay, now let's look at the information that is provided to us in order for to assist in answering the question. Now it says the following: you were recently appointed as a computer audit specialist in Maki Ltd. Maki is known for selling specialty dog food from its store and storeroom located in Canal Walk Shopping Center. All right, if you look at this one, it's just a background. At the back of your mind, you just have to have a picture of a store. This is now Maki Ltd. Okay, the fact that it's an Ltd tells me it has to comply with Companies Act, as well as your CPC recommendations that it must have your IT and all the committees that should be there. Okay, just a background. Right, so what this company does then, it sells, I'll just put the bag and then say dog food. So you can't write this in an exam, but it's just a picture that you should actually have so that you know what is actually happening. Right, as part of your first job, you formulated a strict policy around dismissals and resignation of employees, as well as a security policy. I think you've done a good job. You've come out with policies. Remember, policies are good. They are preventing fraud, errors, and whatsoever. And those policies must be monitored by management. Okay, so it's a good policy it's a good internal control that you have actually put in place there. Okay, fine. Let's move on to the next point. The policy requires that the staff access to the store be revoked on the date of dismissals or resignation. It also includes other disciplinary consequences. Oh, so that means that if someone is being dismissed, he cannot have access to the store. Perfect. It's a perfect system. Well, if you are auditing, then you can actually inspect if that is actually being followed. All right. In this case, that is not what the required needs from us. All right, let's move on to the next point. It says, in order to obtain a better understanding of how the company operates, you documented the following system description. Then that's why you're saying, okay, that's where the marks should be. So in this whole block here, they are describing a system. Okay, now let's go back to the question. What was the required saying to us? It said we need to identify the access control that should be in place in the touch screen system. So be very, very vigilant of that. So whatever that you're going to be doing from here, from now onwards, you are looking at the controls or the controls that you expect to find in a touchscreen system. All right, now let's continue reading then. Dog food is displayed in large containers on the shelf in the store. Customers can fill 5 kg bags with the dog food from these containers. If you look at those two sentences, they are just telling us the process. What is the process? So that means that the customers, they come here, there will be shelves in this store, and then what they will do, then they will just fill in some bags with the dog food. It's just a process. It's not really a system as such. It's a process of how things are actually being done here. All right. The 5 kg bags are then taken to the till located at at the exit of the store, where the cashier waits the dog food. Very good. So that means if the customer has put it in the dog food in the bag, the customer goes, he goes to the cashier, and the cashier does what? He waits in to verify if this is really a 5 kg, and then there the customer goes out of the building for sure, paying or whatsoever. Okay. If you look at that one, is there anything about the touchscreen system? Nothing for now that I can actually detect. All right, so Maki also has a self-help express counter at the back of the store where customers can pay exclusively by credit card. Then I come back to my picture, and I said to you guys, you don't have to have this picture, but at the back of your mind, just visualize what they're actually talking about. Right, so there at the back of this business, we'll have something that is called self-help, right, counter. Okay, now why is it at the back? I'm just asking myself, why is it at the back? Will the customers be able to see this self-help counter? Okay. Secondly, the customers that are going to be using the self-help, they have to be using exclusively the credit card. All right, now how can we ensure that it is authentic customers that are using the self-help? Or perhaps can't we use install cameras just to ensure that the people that are making transactions, in case of fraud, we can go back to the camera and identify those people? I'm just thinking, right? I'm just thinking out loud. And who's actually helping customers here? All right, maybe let's go back to the question and then see if we are given any other information pertaining to this. All right, if you continue with the question, then it says the customers can use one of the 4 touchscreen computers to place orders for pre-priced, vacuum-packed 5 kg, 10 kg, 20 and 50 pack of specialty dog food. Oh, okay. Then I come here again. So if the customers are here, then they will find 4 computers. So the customers will find 4 touchscreen computers. Okay, now I'm just asking myself. So if we said I've questioned the visibility. Let me just maybe write this one. Visible. Is it visible enough? Right, that's number 1. And I said now when we get here, then we find these 4 touchscreen computers. Okay, now my question is, isn't it possible for a customer just to get this touchscreen, put it in the bag, off the customer goes, he steals these computers? Why can't we just maybe protect these computers? Perhaps if you want to come here, there should be an access control. For an example, we can actually put a gate, right? Or maybe on top of this one, we can have a security guard or personnel. Okay, so you can't just walk into these computers and just do whatever. There should be a gate. Or maybe we can even put the biometric system where you put your thumbs, you put your thumbs in. So also I'm thinking of, what if we install the camera or cameras? What would the need for the cameras? This will ensure that they monitor or they check what is actually happening here, or they can even be installed to assist with the whole store. Okay, I'm just thinking about these things: visibility, the gate, and the security guard, and the cameras. Perhaps what also comes into my mind then is that maybe the guard will not be able to assist customers with the computer. Maybe the guard won't be have sufficient knowledge of how the computers work. Maybe we should actually assign 1 or 2 people that will assist customers. Then let me just say self-help assistant, or let me just say we can actually have a self-help assistant that will be assisting the customers. But now how will the customers know this person is working in this company? Okay, perhaps this person can have a badge that is installed in him, but the badge is not enough, ne? Perhaps this person must wear a uniform. Okay, the uniform must have the badge. Okay, so this is going to be very easy now. If the person is working here and then is easily identified by the customers, so whenever he's doing something, this personnel inside the building will know this is the customer, this is not the customer, through viewing the cameras. Okay, what also comes into my mind is that for these personnels that they'll be assisting customers, perhaps what also we can put in place, we can put like a roster. I don't know if you guys know the roster. It's like a timesheet, ne? So let me just make an example. If you go to the library, you will find a gate there, ne? You will actually have to swipe your card, then you gain access. But if you look closer there, inside the library, there's a security, and they also keep the timesheet in, ne? So this assist, this assist, for example, to see who was actually assisting the customers during that time. So you can actually have the assistant, and that assistant then there should be a timesheet, so that we know in case of any problems that so and so was actually working and assisting the customers at that moment in time. All right, I'm not sure if I'm making sense, but you guys can actually always ask me questions on Moodle, of course. Okay, now, so this person has gained access, and then there's an assistant that is working there. I'm just asking myself then, where are these computers linked? I think there should be then a server, right, or a master file. So perhaps these computers should be linked to a server. And who's got the access to the server? I think there should be only one person, maybe a manager or a supervisor. Okay, so because a customer then cannot make changes that cannot make changes in their touchscreen, but perhaps the manager can make changes here. As you can see here, the question is saying to us, they place orders for a pre-priced. So what I'm trying to say to you guys is that as much as these 4 computers work on their own, customer one can come here, make an order, but they should communicate to the server, and the customer cannot make changes. Yeah, so you can only place an order, delete the order and all. So they can't make any other changes which will affect the business. That's what I'm trying to say. All right, now let's move on to the next one. Right, so it says that the customers can browse through the pictures and description of the available dog food on the touchscreen and make a selection, which is good. Maybe other controls, maybe they can have a drop-down list, the customer cannot just punch in whatever that he wants. So, all right, fine, let's move on there. The touchscreen computers are easy to use and have a visual prompt navigation and a help function. I think that is a very good one, because if a customer has got a problem, he can just click there on the help button, and then it gives him the instruction. Alternatively, as I've said to you guys, maybe you can actually call one of the self-help assistants. Okay, right, self-help counter assistant. All right, I don't know, but I'm just going to call them assistant going forward. All right, so then they say therefore the training is not provided. All right, customers who want to use the service must first register on the touch screen as presented below. Very good. Okay, so I think it's clear. So if a customer wants to make use of a service, they need to first register. I think it's very important then. What would you expect to see in a register? I mean, it's a customer. What would you need to see? Right, let's look at what this register entails, or the profile. So this company says that they will need an address, which is just fine. Right, creation of a password, and then I think you guys have read the password must be strong. It must be a combination of alphabet and numbers, right? And then I'm happy that it should contain at least 7 to 16. But you can say anything that you feel like there should be a need to enhance this password. Do not include common words or names. Combine upper and lowercase letters and numbers and symbols. Do not disclose the password to anyone. I think one thing that is not being said here is that the password must be changed maybe after, I don't know, 3 months or, yeah, but the password must be changed frequently. So, all right. So they create a password, they retype a password. This is to ensure that it matches. I'm happy there. But I've said that the password maybe needs to be changed after a certain time. Alternative email, they're very good. Security question, right? So in case you have lost the password or you've forgotten the password, it assists that you ask the secret question. Maybe what's your dog name? Right, answer the question. Password changes every 3 months. Oh, okay, they've got it here. That's fine. Right, the first name, last name, what I don't see here, I don't see the ID number. Right, I think then you can actually say that they can put the identification number, so their ID numbers. Okay, address, maybe they should specifically say physical address and the postal address. Province, postal code, telephone number. Alternatively, maybe they can also have an alternative number. Enter characteristics that you see. Okay, this is to ensure that it's not a bug that is actually using this or creating this one. All right, fine. So you can actually, any controls that you feel or anything that they should actually include here, you can actually put them. Right, as I've said to you guys, I will put that the password must be changed, but it was there already, or password must be must have a combination of numbers and alphabets. All right, so anything that you want to, or that you feel that should be in this register, you can actually point it out to the marker. All right, let's continue reading. As part of the registration process, customers must capture their credit card information. Screenshots are not provided. Okay. So they must actually capture their credit card information, which the system automatically verifies with the bank, which is good. Therefore, the customers receive a unique username and can enter selecting their own unique password. Okay, that is very fine. I think I'm happy with that control. In order to purchase a dog food, the customer can click on the relevant product displayed on the screen. The dog food is added to the customer's electronic basket, which is fine. It is then updated to the mainframe computer and the server. Okay, remember that I've said, is there a server? So in this case, they're telling us there is a server, and the access to the server must be only limited to one person, maybe the supervisor or the manager. Okay. One of the 3 trained shop assistants. Okay, fine. Maybe you can even utilize this shop assistants. Received a pickup slip printed in the storeroom. Okay, so, and brings the ordered good food to the customer. So that means it's a real time. You purchase it, and then the shop assistant will actually assist you. And again, I think then keeping the timesheet will assist who was serving which customer at what time. Okay. So in addition to the shop assistant, a shift manager is always on duty. Another thing that I want to check, or I want to verify here, is the following. Will this system be operating 24/7? I don't think so, because it's inside the company, right? Remember, they said this system is at the back of it's at the back of the business. So perhaps then they should ensure that it's shut down maybe after 5. Once the business has been closed, then you can't make orders after that. On Sundays, on the weekends, there's no order. All right. So yeah, maybe we can just put this one here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 5 and 6 and 7. Maybe we should ensure that it shut downs. This is to ensure that there are no sales that are happening maybe over the weekend. Suspicious sales, for example. That's what I can call it. All right. Let's move on to the question. In addition to the shop assistant, the shift manager is always on duty, which is fine. The shift manager reviews and investigate all the available logs. What are the logs? So once you have logged in and then someone reviews it, which is perfect. That's a good control environment. Including input logs, errors, report, and access register from the touchscreen system. These are reviewed by shift manager, and he investigates and obtains reasons for unusual access. He is specifically interested in the following: activity logs that records who logged on, when, and how long. Okay, fine, that's fine. Exceptional record for unsuccessful or failed attempt to use a username. All right, I think the manager is doing a good job there to ensure that all the failed attempts, there should be also backup, I think, right? But it's not what is required. But in case something else is, they're just saying the internal controls. So in this case, they're saying access controls that should be in place there. All right, I'm happy, guys. I think we have been able to identify at least 7. And again, remember I said at the start of this question that you should be able to identify and explain. For example, if you're saying we must install cameras, why? Security guard, why? A gate, why? So what I'll do now, I want us to have a look at the solution so that I point out some of the things that you guys should be very careful of, right? All right. Now, perhaps let's look at the solution and then see. I won't point everything. It's actually 19 points, as you can see. It's actually 19 points, but I can't just can't go to the 19 points. I'll just maybe elaborate a few and then perhaps see as to what we should have done. All right, now let's look at the first one. Right, the first one is saying that there must be a door or a gate system, right? Why? Can be implemented by which customers are buzzed into the store. So that ensures. Remember, I said to you guys. Oh, just hold on. Okay, remember that I said to you guys. Once the person is inside the shop, okay. But now, once you're inside the shop, then you go to the self-help, and then if you find the self-help, and then you'll see a lot of computers. So that what they're trying to say is that there must be a gate or a door, so you just can't go into that, so that the customers can be actually go there, right? They also mentioned here the security guard, which we have done, but why? They should be present at the touchscreen to monitor. This is what I'm saying to you guys. It is important that you say why. So okay, I'm not good with this technology, but you should always say why do we have to do that one? So there must be cameras, as you have said, to monitor, right? So number four is saying that the desktop attached to the touch screen should be located behind the counter. Okay, I think we didn't get that one. So that means then there is a touch screen as this one, but the desktop which communicates should be behind so that it's not visible to the counter to the customers, right? And then they are saying that the touchscreen should be attached to the cable to the counter, so that eliminates theft. Touchscreen should be highly visible. I think I've questioned the issue of visibility. So in this case, they're saying that it should be highly visible to the public and to the shop assistant. And number seven is talking about the all staff. Okay, we only said the shop assistant must have a uniform and identification card. I think we've said that one, in order to be clearly identified when entering non-public areas such as the storeroom. Okay, I think we've said that one, but the only thing is that we didn't say it must be available to all staff. I think we said specifically those that are helping with the self-help. So in this case, then they are saying all staff should wear uniform and identification cards. The server in which the touchscreen are connected must be located, for an example, in the manager's office. So we said the server, okay, but we didn't specify the area. Remember, I said to you guys, these computers must be connected to a server, and then the only person that have access is the manager. And then they are just elaborating here that this server should be in the manager's office. Okay, number 9 says the system should only be switched off during. This is what I was saying earlier, that you cannot have a system that is operating 24/7. So it must be during the operating hours and an hour before and after closing the store using the computer scheduling function. Fine. The manager shut down the computer at a designated every night. So the system is being shut down, as I said to you guys. It must be able, and all the logs after that should be kept and then must be investigated. Right, guys, I think you can continue reading that. But what I wanted you guys to see, I wanted to get you guys to see that in each and every question, you should be able to identify. And after you have identified and access control, especially in this case, and then you should be able to tell us why. Why do you have to? Why should they be visible? Why should they be gate? Why should they be security guard? And also, I mean, in this case, they are not saying cost versus benefit. For an example, maybe there's no need for us to employ a security guard and an assistant, okay? But if the question is not saying keep in mind of the cost, then you can say that there should be a guard and then they should also employ the security, the shop assistant. Thank you very much, guys. I know that you guys are in the lockdown. Perhaps it's not as easy to have a concentration of more than an hour. So I'll wait for your answers, your questions in the Moodle. Just post them in the Moodle. Alternatively, you can send it to the class rep, and then the class rep will escalate it to us. Thank you very much. What I will do then from now, I will actually upload the question and then later on upload the solution. Thank you very much. Have a lovely day. Bye.